This sound here. We used to get giddy, and some of y'all was giddy early in the season. Hey, like I said, shout out to Tank and R&B money, but they got a segment. I ain't gonna say no names. But it was cats out here talking about the draft in week 4, and I refused. I did violate my run rule a couple times. But I refused to do it, man. I refuse to do it. And let me set up the scenario for you. I'm going to set up the scenario for you. That's right. Detroit Lions Forum. Patricia never got 7 wins. I forgot about that, bro. I'm so wrapped up in this win that I forgot Dan Campbell has done something that we haven't seen in 5 years. 7 wins. I don't know how I missed that, bro. When I've been saying that forever. Shout out to you. Listen. The Detroit Lions, 1-6, are on the cusp, the fringes of the playoffs. The playoffs, right? The playoffs. We're on the fringes. We can smell it. We can taste it. It's in the air. It's in the air. All that has to happen in week 16 is for your Detroit Lions, who started 1-6 and have gone 6-1, have exactly mirrored the beginning of the season after 14 games. All they have to do is win, and we need the Seahawks and the Washington Commanders to lose. Oh, boy. And they're not just playing anybody. The Seahawks are playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Washington Commanders are playing those pesky 49ers. If the Detroit Lions win on Saturday, we are the first game on Saturday. We get to sit back and watch the rest of week 16 unfold, and we could be in the playoffs. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Your Detroit Lions in the playoffs in week 16 after starting the season 1-6. This scenario blows my mind. Blows my mind. I can't even believe, I put these videos out. I talk about the playoffs. And I do that because I need to. That's how I need to function. I can't talk about the draft, y'all. I refuse to do it. And on a serious basis. Like, y'all bring it up. But notice how the tone is shifted. Notice how the tone is shifted since we've won these games. Those same cats that was talking about the draft, now they talking about, and I'm going to keep it a buck. It's some people on this platform that was off the bandwagon and now they on it. And I'm sorry. I got comments yesterday about this right here is the dumbest comment I've ever heard. You do not, I repeat, do not get to come back if you left at 1-6. Just stay gone. And we'll see you next year. We will see you next year. You don't get to come back. And as far as bandwagon fans, you are not invited. I don't understand why we having this conversation. I got a comment in my yesterday on my video about I'm wrong about bandwagon fans. You have got to be joking. As a matter of fact, let me do this because I took a screenshot of this from last night. And, we criticize these players, especially us on YouTube, but they're humans. And I told y'all 4 weeks ago this team was playoff watching. And now playoffs starting to come up. Oh, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. You type in Detroit Lions and it is everywhere. What we did yesterday is something we don't do. And I'm sorry, but I'm not giving Pat McAfee credit for brand new. You don't get the same old Lions and then brand new Lions. I know it's a shtick, but you don't get that. You don't get to do that, bro. You was just making fun of us not too long ago. So you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. This is coming from Taylor Decker yesterday after the game. I guess he typed this in his iPhone. He said this. He's talking to the fans here. I don't know what he did with it. If he posted it somewhere. It says, coming off this tough, gritty road win, I want to say the outpouring of love over the last week or so has been, after being transparent about past frustrations, has been overwhelming. I say that in the best sense of the word. I probably received over 100 direct messages alone from Lions fans, and it confirmed what I already knew but haven't explicitly said, that our fans are bleeping awesome. I won't let a few bad apples distract me from that. You guys deserve a team to be proud of. All positivity and excitement. If I didn't respond to you, I promise I read every single message sent. I love you guys. And it's hard. I'm not saying like we're not going to get frustrated. We're not going to get upset. This team has a history. And sometimes it's hard to shake that. It really is. But when stuff is happening, and it's happening in a positive manner, we got to give credit where credit is due. Just like I saw today on Bleacher Report. Robert Saleh, this is what he said about Zach Wilson. And I'm going to tie this into the playoffs and Jared Goff. Robert Saleh blast instant coffee world. I love that. I love that. Instant coffee world. For those of you who don't know, instant coffee comes in a little pack. You don't have to brew it or nothing. You pour it in some hot water and voila. Voila. You have instant coffee. It's not as good, but it's all right. It comes through in the clutch. He's just nitpicked with a fine-tooth comb. Well, that sounds like a quarterback that I know, a quarterback who plays for the Detroit Lions who was nitpicked to death. Jared Goff, efficient game yesterday. He didn't turn the ball over, and all I heard was he missed Jameson Williams. We have got to stop with this. That's going to take us into our next segment very soon. Got a big show today. Jared Goff is fine. He's won in the playoffs. He's been to the Super Bowl. He can help this team win. Now to bring it full circle, the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell. I think Jared Goff got to be the most nitpicked quarterback in the league by Detroit Lions fans. But those two guys and this team have a chance to go to the playoffs. That's right, playoffs. The same guy who was talking about it at 1-6 is talking about it now. Never backed off. As a matter of fact, the schedule that I predicted is only off by 2 games. Y'all remember back in May, but don't worry because I'm going to make sure I remind you one of these days. I had us winning all 5 of these and then losing to Green Bay. Only because it's in Lambeau. But if the Rams can beat Green Bay tonight, then the Packers are snuffed. They're snuffed. They have nothing else left. So, your Detroit Lions, the rich strike story of the National Football League, shout out to Peter King, is coming up from behind, trying to take this thing. And to complete that story, all they got to do is make the playoffs. That's all they got to do. You couldn't write a better story. But your Detroit Lions, with a win on Saturday, they play the first game, can sit back and scoreboard watch, and all we need is a Chiefs victory over the Seattle Seahawks and a Niners victory over the Washington Commanders. And guess who is in the playoffs in Week 16? That's right, your Detroit Lions.